Bowling Green's a good basketball team. They didn't score the ball as well as they typically do, but for us to hold them to 16 points in the first half was the way we needed it to go to have a chance to win tonight. Unfortunately, they were able to score 35 in the second half, and I thought, as Diamond and Rachel mentioned, we missed some opportunities offensively that really would have helped us close that gap. I thought we hurt ourselves in two areas. I thought we hurt ourselves at the start of the second half. Bowling Green played Bowling Green basketball to start the second half, which was the problem. In terms of getting some open looks at threes, they passed the ball extremely well in the first half. We managed that for the most part. We didn't manage it as well to start the second half. And I really thought that there were some loose balls, some 50-50 plays that they made that we didn't throughout the game. In particular, in the first half, when it was almost, it was a junkyard fight in the first half. Although the score was only 16-14, there were some loose ball scrambles that they scored that were momentum changers. And actually, the third component was their points off of our turnovers. The first half, I think, we had 11 turnovers. They had 11 points. And then they finished. Fortunately, they only scored 2 points off of our turnovers in the second half. But I thought when we made a mistake, they capitalized, and that's what good basketball teams do.
So what do you think was the difference defensively between the first half and the second half? 16 the first and
Discipline. I thought our players had a very good understanding of our game plan. They executed it better in the first half than the second half. For example, one of our points of emphasis was to be very clear about who we're guarding. Diamond mentioned that earlier. In the second half, we guarded people as if we were unaware of what their tendencies were. I thought we overhelped some. Bowling Green passes the ball very well. I thought in particular the second half we gave them a chance to be really good passers because we had 1.5 or 2 people running at one person. And so then they could rotate the basketball and find open shooters, and that's what they do. So the first half we were more disciplined. We were more tuned in to the game plan in terms of guarding personnel. In the second half, as we fatigued, we weren't as sharp. That was the difference.
Can you just comment on Rachel's performance tonight? I know she didn't have the most points, but she was definitely all over the floor.
Yeah, I mean that's why Rachel is here. Rachel plays with great energy. She's a freshman, and so sometimes she makes some freshman decisions. She's going to be a very good player here, and she and Ashley will get better playing together. And I think we're pretty good defensively when they can both be on the floor, along with Jamie Hutchison, putting pressure on the opposing team's guards. But Rachel's fun. Rachel's fun because when she's playing at tempo and her ponytail's hanging straight back in the air, she makes some really fun plays. She can get to the rim. I think she can make some good passes in those scenarios if she doesn't get too deep into the paint. But she did a nice job tonight. She played with good energy offensively. The freshman in her didn't play with as good as energy on the defensive end, but she's getting there.
So how do you feel about giving her a bigger role come tournament time?
Whatever Rachel earns, it's the same thing for all of our players. Ashley and Rachel have, as you know, alternated in the starting lineup. There have been some games where we started them together, and sometimes it depends on who our opponent is. Apparently there's a coin toss here momentarily to figure out who our first-round opponent is. And depending on who that opponent is, maybe Ashley and Rachel will start on Saturday, maybe not. But Rachel and Ashley are a good tandem for us right now because they each bring something different. And I think it's a nice way to change momentum when one comes in for the other.
So can you just comment on your upcoming games then? No matter who you play, just what you guys have to do differently?
Well, we talked about it with our team. Any way you look at it, it's my understanding that we would play a team that we've faced twice already. It's very difficult to beat a team 3 times in a season. The challenge that I issued to our team, however, was any one of those 3 possible opponents, Bowling Green, Buffalo, or Miami. At home, we played Bowling Green, obviously, and Miami tougher. On the road, both of those games got out of hand. The challenge for us on Saturday, whoever we're playing, and Buffalo for that matter, whoever we're playing, we've got to bring this mentality, this defend our house mentality on the bus with us. That's the challenge for us. It's going to be very difficult. That team, whoever we face, they're going to have that in their minds. As coaches, we're all freaks about that. But what are we going to bring to make it so? That's our challenge.
Are you comfortable taking that Cinderella role in the tournament?
We'll be whoever we have to be to win. We've got to be the best Kent State basketball team we can be to win. And if it ends up that we put on the slipper, then so be it. We'll be that. We'll be that girl. Okay, but we're just trying to get to 40 minutes of Kent State basketball, and this team is still dialed in. It would be very easy for most teams in our position to just try to get through Saturday. I can tell you right now that locker room was disappointed tonight not to have capitalized on the opportunity, and they're eager to be Cinderella. They're eager, and I'm excited to have an opportunity to coach them going into tournament time.